No one knows what happened to Sarah Koten. The papers framed the doctor's murder as a matter of honor. A phrenologist compared her head to a notorious serial killer's. A phrenologist compared her head to a notorious serial killer's. She inspired women to commit acts of violence, both justified and unwarranted. Baby Abraham was a child of violence, but his birth also redeemed Sarah Koten. Koten's pregnancy played into the narrative that she had no option but to kill Auspitz. Her retaliation was justified in the court of public opinion by her very victimhood. Lindsay Bernhagen argues in Slate, to earn mercy, women had to concede, "I'm so weak, he was so powerful." And Koten's defense inspired other women. In early 1909, a woman named Elizabeth coerced Charles Schmidt into marrying her, saying if he didn't, she would blow out his brains like Sarah Koten did. Sarah Kotenand attempted to kill her father for abandoning his family. Nellie Walden killed her ex-boyfriend for running off. These women claimed this wave of female violence was because of Koten. The judge accepted her insanity plea a year after the murder. The media decided Sarah Koten was innocent. Her child, Abraham, was proof. The evil doctor had tried to pressure Koten to abort her pregnancy, and Koten's refusal made her popular with the public. The Pawtucket Evening Times explained Auspitz had suggested she undergo an operation, but she refused. This fit the narrative that Koten was a model mother who was only defending her honor. At the end of Koten's trial, Judge James A. Blanchard accepted her plea of insanity. He gave her a suspended sentence, sending her to the care of the Council of Jewish Women. Motherhood transformed her reputation in the press. Motherhood became a shield for Sarah Koten. She gave birth to a son, Abraham, in prison on October 8, 1908. Journalists began to write more sympathetic stories about the mother. "There is nothing in all the world like loving as a mother does," Koten was quoted as saying in the spoken press. Another paper, the East Oregonian, reported Abraham's birth had changed Koten into a contrite woman. Never before has the gift of life seemed so precious, so intensely beautiful. Motherhood had transformed Koten, according to the paper. Baby, which she thought would prove the crowning disgrace of her experience, has, with one touch of its feeble hand. The press called her a wretched and frenzied girl. As Sarah Koten waited in prison, her case became a media sensation. On June 9, 1908, the day after Koten murdered her rapist, her story appeared in papers from as far away as California. Sarah Koten, a young nurse Lord Dr. Martin W. Auspitz to a house in Harlem last night by a false telephone call and shot him to death, the Press Democrat reported. The murderer, according to the paper, laid in wait for him for many hours. She declared today that she had no regret for her act, the story concluded. The press labeled Koten as wretched, a frenzied girl, and a total wreck. They told stories of Koten's hysteria and criminality. She was a vicious killer, and there was little sympathy for her. But Koten's reputation would change once she gave birth suddenly. The press had sympathy for the mother who might be sent to the electric chair. She could not find work after her attack because she was deemed feeble-minded. After quitting her job at the sanitarium working for her assailant, Sarah Koten struggled to find work. She had immigrated from Russia in 1902, and now she was an unmarried, pregnant woman with no means to support herself. According to Ann Fessler, author of The Girls Who Went Away, many social workers in the early 1900s argued unwed mothers were feeble-minded. A baby born out of wedlock was guaranteed to have low intelligence because of their feeble-minded mothers. She wasn't the doctor's first victim. The Wilkes-Barre Times leader broke the explosive story a month into Sarah Koten's murder trial. Dr. Auspitz had a history of wronging women. Before Koten killed him, at least 2 other women brought complaints against the doctor. One woman, Agnes Defat, tried to attack Auspitz in court when he claimed she had initiated a non-consensual sexual relationship. The other woman, Anna Jensen, had been a patient at Auspitz's sanitarium. After Auspitz sexually assaulted her, Jensen burst into the doctor's office with a gun. Her intention was killing the cur. Jensen opened fire, but the cartridge in her gun failed. The attempted murder happened only months before Auspitz assaulted Koten. Sarah Koten lured Dr. Auspitz into a trap and shot him in the heart. With no other option, Sarah Koten resolved to be my own judge. After the police and the courts refused to help her, she vowed to kill Dr. Auspitz herself. She carefully planned out the crime in advance to make sure that Auspitz would die. On June 8, 1908, a pregnant Koten lured her rapist to the home of a pretend patient. When Dr. Auspitz arrived, she shot him through the heart. 2 weeks later, Koten was in prison for murder. As she waited for her trial and waited for her baby to be born, Koten explained her motives to a sympathetic interviewer. When I thought of my broken life and the lives he might break, well, I felt it was my duty to kill him. The courts, police, and the district attorney all turned her away. In 1908, Sarah Koten took Dr. Auspitz to court. She brought a suit charging Auspitz with rape and demanding financial support for their unborn child. Auspitz denied the accusation and used his brother and brother-in-law to attack Koten's reputation. They claimed Koten had a poor character, implying she was responsible for the sexual relationship with her boss. The judge decided there was not enough evidence to convict Dr. Auspitz. He dismissed the charge, acquitting the doctor and setting him free. After the case was dismissed, Koten went to the police to see if they would help. They didn't. She then visited the district attorney, who said there were no legal recourses for Auspitz's rape. That's when Koten decided to kill Auspitz herself. She was training to be a nurse when her boss assaulted her. Sarah Koten worked and lived at a sanitarium in New York City in 1907. She was training to be a nurse under Dr. Martin W. Auspitz. Koten only stayed at her job because Dr. Auspitz promised she would become a trained nurse. I was frightened and did not want to stay, she later explained, but the doctor wanted me to stay. One morning, Auspitz broke into Koten's room. He chloroformed her. While she was unconscious, Auspitz raped her. The assault resulted in a pregnancy. When he found out Koten was pregnant, Dr. Auspitz pressured her to have an abortion. Koten refused and quit her job.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye.